Hello, I'm Brian Fitzgerald, the Golf Doctor, and today we're going to talk about how to shoot lower scores in golf. This is going to be a first in the series of how to get that score lowered, and we're going to do it without changing your golf swing. So if this is your first time to this channel, welcome. This channel is all about helping you play better golf and lowering your golf score. And one of the best ways to lower your score would be to consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, and I release a new video every Monday, and you can then be notified of all of the videos as they get released. So as I said, today's the first in a series of how to lower your golf score. So really, lowering your score is really easy. It really is. I know you're saying, no, it's not. I can't lower my score. Well, I'm here to tell you it is easy. We've just got to focus on a few. So today we're going to just pick a few little items we're going to focus on, and in coming videos I will pick some more. But if you can do what I'm saying in these videos, you will definitely lower your golf score. And we are not talking at all about any golf swing changes whatsoever. If I was to come out and caddy for you now, I would be able to knock shots off your score. I do this on a regular basis when I'm conducting playing lessons on the golf course. And the problem is when I'm not there. So I can save a lot of shots while I'm there, just telling you what club to hit, where to aim, and the shot to play. We're not I'm not offering any advice on golf swing, not trying to think technical thoughts. But the moment I'm not there, so the next round, people go back into their bad habits. So the first thing that gets in the way of most people's inability to lower the score is they're not disciplined. And it takes a lot of discipline to actually not think about your golf swing. Let's be honest, think back to your last round of golf. How many times during that round did a swing thought creep into your mind? You started thinking about turning more on the backswing, or you started thinking about loading more onto your left side coming through. Whatever that technical thought was, how many times did it creep in? You can't afford to let it. The golf course is for scoring. It's so important that we just think about score. Think of a Formula One race car driver. When they're driving in the race, they're not thinking technical thoughts. They're just trying to find the right way and the best line possible to get through the corner. They're not thinking about their technique. If they did, they'd probably crash the car. And that's what's happening to your golf swing. So we really need to have the discipline to say to yourself, I am not going to think about my golf swing. I am going to think about hitting the shot that is required. I am going to hit this club, I'm going to aim at that spot, and I'm going to hit the shot. So you've got to have the discipline. The other thing is you've really got to have a game plan. So let's hypothetically say your goal is to shoot 90, and this can be adjusted to whatever your score is. The easiest way to shoot 90, assuming the par is 72, is try and get the ball onto the putting surface of par 3 holes for 2 shots. So if it's a 200-yard par 3, you don't have to get the ball on in one. You've got 2 shots. You could hit 2 wedges, 100 meters or 100 yards, get it on the green. There are so many different ways of doing it, but the game plan is get on the par 3s for 2, get on the par 4s for 3, get on the par 5s for 4, 2 putt every hole, and guess what you just shot? 90. Doesn't sound hard, does it? I said to you earlier, lowering your score is easy. As long as you're not thinking about your technical golf swing, trying to get the perfect golf swing, whatever it is. You just don't want to go down that path. You just want to focus on getting the lowest number on the scorecard you possibly can. The other thing that tends to get in the way is people fall away from the game plan. So they might say, I'm going to try and get on the par 3 holes for 2 shots, but then they get one about 140 meters and they say, oh, I reckon I can get this one on. So they pull out the club, and instead of thinking about missing the green front right, they have a go at it. They get in the greenside bunker and they can't play bunker shots. So there is nothing that is going to wreck your score more than getting in a bunker if you can't play bunker shots. So bunker shots should be avoided in those circumstances. By all means, in between your rounds of golf, go and skill up. Go and get a lesson. Work on how you can get out of sand better. But don't do that in the middle of a game of golf. Just don't go in the bunker. Hit it short right, chip it on, 2 putt, there's your bogey. So it's all about discipline. The other thing that gets in the way is ego, particularly with men. Our egos really do get in the way. We stand on a long par 4 hole, we stand on a long par 5 hole, and all we're thinking of is driver. Yep, I need to hit this as far as I can because it's a long hole. Well, you don't. Hitting it 160 metres is plenty, or that 160 metres, 170 yards, 176 yards, something like that. It's plenty. You don't have to hit it further than that. Sure, we want to, and it'd be nice if you could, but if you're struggling with the driver, and what I mean by that, if you're struggling to put the driver on the short grass, don't hit the driver. Take a club that will get you on the short grass. So let's say you can hit a hybrid golf club 160 yards. One is 160 yards. Your second shot is another 160, that's 320. That's putting you just short of most par 4 holes. You can wedge it on from there. If it's a par 5, you have another 160. You just keep thinking of 160. You don't have to hit one 240, just 160, 160. Now, a few months ago, I released a video, which I'll put a link to up the top there in a card, in how to play a par 5 with an 8-iron. And it's an alternative par 5 strategy. It's so simple, it's ridiculous. So I'd like you to go and watch that, and you might learn from it. Adapt, and I'm not saying you have to do that. It's great to hit a driver, but if your driver's not working, don't hit driver. Get rid of the ego, put the ego back in the golf bag, leave it in there, zip it up, don't let it come out. The aim of golf is to have the lowest score possible. And another interesting one, while we're on the subject of driver, Tiger Woods in 2018 didn't hit very many good drives. If you think about it, think back to that PGA championship that he almost won. If we were to look at the highlights reel of that last round, he was in all sorts of trouble. It was unbelievable how bad he hit his driver and how much trouble he found. Well, he nearly won. So I think he hit 59% of fairways in 2018, yet his scoring average was 69. So whether that's 3 under par or 2 under par or somewhere in between, doesn't matter. He only hit 59% of fairways and his score was 69. I have clients that are telling me that they're hitting 60% of fairways and they're telling me they need to change their golf swing in order to hit more fairways. Well, you don't. Sure, you want to, but you don't. What you've got to do is learn to get out of those bad situations better. The problem is most people get in a bad situation on the golf course and never ever practiced getting out of that situation. So the first time they ever have to play that tricky shot from the rough around a tree is when they're faced with that in a game of golf. Get out in the golf course, put your ball behind the trees, get used to finding different ways of getting it out. Make sure that when you're in trouble, you get the ball out first of all and it's in play. Don't try for too much. But all of those miracle shots you see on TV, none of them are ever learnt on a golf range. They're all learnt on a golf course. So get used to trying to get out of trouble spots. Practice your recovery. Really get out there and put your ball in terrible positions. And it's a great game to play reverse scramble or reverse Ambrose. So you hit 2 shots from the tee, pick the worst one, play from there. Hit 2 shots with your next shot, play and pick the worst one. Hit 2 more shots, pick the worst one. You're going to find some terrible, terrible locations. I once read that Tiger Woods shot 5 under par for 9 holes playing reverse scramble. So it's a really good game to play and it gives you an all-round workout. I think everyone needs a superpower. And the superpower I would love everyone to develop is the ability to be really good rock solid from 30 yards out. If you can get really good at your distance control with your wedges and learn to hit different distances and be competent enough to get the ball on the green. You don't have to hit it close. You've just got to get the ball on the green from 30 yards to putt. And you do that every time, you are going to score a lot better at golf. Think back to your last round of golf. How many times did you miss the green with any kind of wedge or a chip? If it's more than once, it's too many. So you really want to make sure that when you've got that wedge in your hand, you're trying to get the ball on the green, and that's really going to help lower your score. So as I said at the start of the video, really lowering your score is easy. This is the first in the series. I'll be producing more over coming weeks, and we're going to look at different parts. So you don't need to change your golf swing. You just got to think better and implement the game plan. And if you can do that, I know you're going to get a lot more out of your golf. So really what I'm saying is we need to improve our skills. We don't need to improve our golf swing. So we just need to improve our skills. Skills can be trained, skills can be learned. We're not fixing our techniques as such, we're just improving our skills. The skill of getting the ball from point A to point B. So I'm going to hit a 30-yard shot and see how I go. There it is, it's on the green. It's probably about 3 paces short of the pin. From there, I can get the ball down in 2. If I get lucky, I might even be able to hole a putt. This is the superpower I want you to develop. So thank you for letting me help you with your golf. I'm Brian Fitzgerald, the Golf Doctor, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.